Between 1998 and 2000, Belize City was a place where children still played freely in the streets, where neighbors trusted one another, and where the notion of a serial killer seemed like something that only happened far away, in crime shows in distant countries. Belize was small, tightly knit, and proud. But that pride would be pierced by fear when the first child went missing. It began quietly, almost like a ripple in the calm. Parents whispered their worries but brushed them aside, telling themselves children wandered off all the time. But the truth was far darker. A predator was stalking the city, watching its most vulnerable children. The first victim was 13-year-old Sherry Lee Nicholas. She left home in August 1998, but never made it to where she was going. Days later, her body was discovered. The injury stunned police. She had been mutilated with chilling precision, the kind of cutting that suggested knowledge of anatomy, even medicine. Not long after, 12-year-old Jackie Malik vanished. Her body was found near the same area, bearing the same signs of deliberate mutilation. Panic spread across Belize City. Parents began walking their children to school. Rumors swirled of a monster who knew the human body like a surgeon, a Belize Ripper who seemed untouchable. Then came the youngest victim, 8-year-old Erica Wills. The city fell into silence. She had been just a child, innocent, playful, with no enemies in the world. Her murder pushed the case beyond fear. It became an outrage, a demand for answers. In November 1999, 14-year-old Noemi Hernandez was taken. Her disappearance and death confirmed what everyone feared. Someone was hunting schoolgirls. And then in 2000, 9-year-old Jay Blades went missing. But unlike the others, her body was never found. Her absence became the most haunting question of all. The murders had a pattern of school-aged girls, abductions in plain daylight, and precision wounds that made even seasoned detectives shudder. Local police were quickly overwhelmed. Belize had never seen a serial case like this. The community demanded answers, and soon the FBI and even Scotland Yard flew in to assist. Investigators built profiles, analyzed crime scenes, and interviewed dozens of suspects. One theory was that the killer was a medical professional, someone with training, perhaps a doctor, nurse, or butcher. Another theory pointed to ritualistic elements. The careful mutilation suggested symbolic meaning. Some whispered about witchcraft or cult practices, but evidence never confirmed this. Despite international expertise, no solid leads ever formed. Witnesses gave conflicting accounts. Suspects were questioned but never charged. Each investigative path seemed to vanish into thin air, leaving only grief and frustration behind. The murders stopped abruptly in 2000 after Jay Blades disappeared. For investigators, this was both a relief and a frustration. Killers usually escalated. They didn't just stop. So why had the Belize Ripper suddenly gone silent? Several theories remain. The killer died or was arrested. Perhaps the Ripper met his own end, or was jailed for another crime unrelated to the murders. The killer moved. Some believe he simply left Belize, carrying his darkness elsewhere. The killer was close. A chilling thought lingered, that the murderer could still be living among the people of Belize, blending in, a neighbor, a co-worker, someone who walked the same streets every day. What terrified parents most was the precision of the mutilations. Whoever the Ripper was, he knew exactly what he was doing. That knowledge, cold, clinical, and deliberate, was what made the case unforgettable. And yet, after thousands of hours, dozens of experts, and international support, the trail went cold. For the families of Sherry Lee, Jackie, Erica, Noemi, and Jay, time has not dulled the pain. Their daughters' lives were stolen before they had the chance to grow, dream, or live out their futures. Instead, they remain frozen in memory, smiling school photos, laughter echoing in the past. Belize as a nation was changed forever. The case shattered the illusion of safety. It taught parents that evil could walk among them, unnoticed, striking without warning. It left investigators humbled, knowing that even with global resources, some crimes slip through justice's hands. But most of all, it left a silence that lingers whenever their names are spoken. 5 girls are gone. No one charged. No justice. And in that silence lives the chilling possibility that the Belize Ripper still walks free.